Hello and welcome to Shield of Faith. You know, we all know that this decision with Roe versus Wade is about to be released, and some people are saying it could be as early as this Thursday. But I hope that Roe versus Wade is overturned. I hope it's overturned and that we're one step closer to making abortion illegal in this country. Now, with that being said, I was having the same conversation with somebody just the other day, and I said, you know, this whole decision really has the potential to put us down a road of violence. And they said, well, what do you mean by that? And I said, well, just think about 2 years ago, that summer when we had all these riots, when we had all these businesses being looted and businesses being burnt to the ground and autonomous zones being set up in these certain cities, and just all this nonsense that we witnessed. And I said, I think we have the potential to go down that road again. And that person said, really, you think so? And I said, yeah, I do. This is a powder keg, just ready to go off. All that anger from a couple years ago, it's still here. It's just under the surface right now. Now we have higher gas prices, inflation, unemployment rates are going up. We have this looming food shortage that we could start feeling in August and September. And now we have this decision with Roe versus Wade. And I said, Roe versus Wade really could be the fuse that lights this whole thing off. And right after that conversation, it was a couple days later, I'm reading on the internet this article from Hedge, and they're talking about the same thing. That there's a far left extremist group that's putting flyers all over Washington, D.C. And these are what the flyers had to say. D.C. call to action. Night of rage. The night SCOTUS overturns Roe versus Wade, hit the streets. You said you'd riot. To our oppressors, if abortions aren't safe, you're not either. Signed, Jane's Revenge. Now, if you're not familiar with Jane's Revenge, again, they're a far left extremist group. They even took responsibility for the attack on an anti-abortion group in Madison, Wisconsin this past May. They threw Molotov cocktails through the windows, trying to burn the place down. So they're not against violence. And they're not stopping just with the flyers, right? They made a public statement on a webpage called the Anarchist Library. And in their public statement, this is what they had to say. We need the state to feel our full wrath. We need them to be afraid of us. Whatever form your fury takes, the first step is feeling it. The next step is carrying that anger out into the world and expressing it physically. Consider this your call to action. See, these people are not against violence. And really, if you think about it, their whole mode of operation is violence, right? The very act that they're trying to protect, the very right that they think they have, is an act of violence. Abortion is the murdering, the butchering of an innocent child, right? And the way that they're going to express themselves and get their voices heard is through an act of violence, calling for riots, right? It's just another example of how people in this country are turning their back against God. If you're willing to riot in the streets for your right to murder innocent, unborn children, then you've turned your back on God. If you're someone that supports that idea, you've turned your back on God. God gave us free will. And with that free will, we have to make decisions. And the most important decision that we can ever make in our entire life is whether we're going to put our faith and belief in this world and in man, or are we going to put our faith and belief in Jesus Christ? I believe that the restrainer's hand is on this world right now. He's waiting. He's watching. He's giving us time to make these decisions. Where are you going to stand? What side are you going to stand on? I made a video about this not that long ago, and the title of that video was The Coming Judgment, God is Sorting Us Out. And I cited a parable in the Bible from Matthew 13, chapters 24 through 30. And it's the parable of the wheat and the tares. And it talks about how the wheat is going to be separated from the tares and that it's going to be put safely in the barn and that the tares are going to be tossed into the fire and burnt. The wheat and the tares, that's us. That's who we are. And the decisions that we make, they're going to determine where we end up. Where are we going to be? Are we going to be safe in the barn, the wheat? Or are we going to be thrown into the fire as the tares? God's judgment, I believe, is going to rain down on this country in a way that no one has ever seen before. In a way that we can't even imagine. And, the wickedness, the evil that people are supporting and trying to protect in this country is enough just to make you sick. Now, if you're someone that lives in a city or an urban area, especially if you're a Christian or someone that stands up against abortion, know that you have a target on your back. Know that you're going to have to protect your family. Know that you might have to pack a bag. You might have to leave town. because I think things are going to get much, much worse. And I'm not saying it's going to happen this week or next week, but I think the writing is on the wall, right? I think we all know what's coming. If you search your heart, I think you know what's coming. So if you like these type of videos, please hit that like and subscribe button. It just helps this channel grow. I can't tell you how much I appreciate it. Until next time, please stay safe out there. And God bless.